Okay, hi guys. If you chose pile 3, you chose the soulmate card. How we're going to do this is we're going to speak intuitively first, get some intuitive hits, then we will jump into the tarot, then we will jump into the actual story that goes along with the card, and then we will get some messages from the wisdom keepers in a guidebook from the ancestors. Okay, so this is the card that you pick, pile 3. It is soulmate. Okay, so intuitively, pile 3, I feel like you are my people who are always looking for a light outside of yourself somehow, some type of excitement. And not to say that we can't or we don't gain excitement in good times from our connection with other people, we do. But this is in a different way, right? With this eye here on the hand, and then the third eye, and then this head facing this way and this head facing that way, I feel like there are a couple of different groups that this pile can fit into. I feel like one would be someone with a wandering eye, right? Someone who is always scared to commit to something because you're always wondering if something better is out there, or what if something better comes along and I done lock myself down to this and then I'm trapped. It's almost giving me like an anxiety feeling. And then the other group would be a person who feels like something or someone is always better than them, right? So that you don't really see your own value. You feel like there's someone better than you out there, or like if you have a partner, like feeling like they can find someone better than you. This can arise like very jealous type of energy, very possessive type of energy, very insecure type of energy, right? And both these energies can really cause you to do too much, right? So like with the person that never knows if something better is going to come along, right? You could sabotage situations that are absolutely great for you because it's like you don't want to lock yourself into it. And for the other group, it's like if you always feel like somebody or something is better than you, sometimes you can overextend yourself in order to try to prove yourself to be good enough or better than this so-called imagined, or even if it's a real circumstance, place, or thing that you can like target, like, no, this person, this job, the way this person does the job or whatever is better than me. Sometimes you can like overextend yourself and not ask for anything in return because of you don't feel like you're worth it. You don't feel like you're good enough anyway. You might also feel like so blessed to be in the most minimal of situations, of minimal of relationships, most disrespectful circumstances, because you don't believe that you're worth anything much more. Okay? And how this relates to the root chakra, of course, is that, you know, when you live like that, are you actually even living? Or are you really just existing? What is this on my chest? Oh, here. Or are you just actually existing? And then what are you doing for yourself? Because you spend so much time looking outside of yourself, whether it's for the next big thrill, the next greatest thing, or the next thing that you can do for somebody in order to for them to deem you worthy of anything. In which I'm telling you, when you run into certain type of people, they'll have you running around in circles doing shit and constantly telling you it's not enough because they know that you're going to keep doing more. And they're selfish and they're benefiting off of you doing. So they'll have you going around in a circle forever. It'll never be enough. And you're not feeding yourself, so you're going to end up running dry and nobody's feeding back into you, because the energy that you project onto the world is that you don't deserve to be fed back into. Or for the first scenario, who always looking for the next big thing, you're not safe to feed into, because are you even going to stick around? Which both circumstances then reinforces that original feeling of you know, not feeling like enough, not having enough, looking outside of yourself. I'm going to pull these out. But these came out in pile 2, so I'm going to shuffle them again. But it was the Ten of Swords and the Fool card in the reverse. And I feel like that's because it's just the same cycle over and over. You find yourself going through the same cycles over and over and over again, pile 3. Stuck in the same, it could be different faces, it could be different jobs, it can be different, you know, places that you live, but essentially it be the same shit over and over and over and over again. And because there's no balance. Okay, so we got the Page of Wands, the Justice card, and the Page of Swords. Okay? And then you got the Lover's card. It is because of the decisions that you make are not balanced and true to you. It's only done for you to fulfill, and I believe with 2 pages here, these are childhood wounds. Some of you were told you're not smart enough. Some of you were told that there was no time for creativity. Some of you are like the oldest children out the bunch, and so you always had to be responsible. You were never able to be a child. You were always giving to others. It was your job to take care of things. And so if you're not taking care of things, if you're not carrying the burden, then you don't feel useful. If you weren't able to be of benefit to the adults for some of you, then you were not useful. You were in trouble. You were ignored. You didn't get a certain attention. You didn't get a certain praise. And then when you did do stuff, it's not like they praised you for it. It almost was like, yeah, well, you supposed to do that. Don't nobody got to give you no praise for that. You supposed to do that. Okay? Some of you had a very strict caretaker with the Emperor here. Some of you have a lot of imbalance. Well, I think all this whole pile, I think, have an imbalance with give and take. Either you take too much because you just, you are uncomfortable giving and committing, like I said, and giving of yourself because you don't want to miss the next best thing. It's an issue with stability. Sometimes when you have a childhood where you were so like that rock, you want to repel that so much. You don't want to be needed by anybody. You don't want to be confined or like kept into anything. You want to be free, because when it was time for you to be free when you was a child, you was not able to do that. You were not allowed to. One more card for my pile 3s, please. Thank you. King of Wands. This King of Wands energy, this is the go-getter of the tarot. The King of Swords too is like faster, but the King of Wands goes through it's so much passion behind the King of Wands. It's so much passion behind the King of Wands. And I think whether you fall into group 1 or group 2, at the end of the day, it is the passion that you're looking for, right? You don't want to commit yourself to something and the passion dies. Like, ugh, I'm bored here. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be confined. You don't feel like you have enough igniting within yourself if you're part of the second group. So you need someone there to feed that passion for you. You know, you want the love, you want the passion, you want the heat, you want the attention. You want to feel needed, wanted, right? And when that doesn't happen, boom, that Nine of Swords energy. There's stress, there's confusion, there's walls being put up, defense mechanisms. But the thing is, it is always fleeting. Regardless to what group that you're in, that passion is always fleeting. And the reason why is because you are expecting it to come from outside sources. And for one group, it leaves you, when it does come from outside sources, like, what do they want back? You don't want that neediness. And so that's fleeting. And for others, when you work so hard like that, when you hold on to anything too tight, a person, place, a thing, they want to go from you because that's like repelling. That's scary for people. And so that's fleeting. All right. Soulmate. It says it's time to face my true feelings. It is time for him to leave her again, to use the script he always does at this point. He even knows her next line. She will say, "How can you do this to me?" But unexpectedly, she says, "I love you." The words of the script die on his tongue. He struggles to get them out. Just a few words and he will be free, but they won't come. Suddenly, he clasps her to him. He loves her. This is the true freedom he sought. To enjoy the beauty of a rose, we must risk being prickled by our inner thorns. This offers a new way to live. The best incentive to change is love. Personal inquiry. What truth am I embracing? This card indicates no longer living a lie. Key ideas. Speaking your truth, choosing love, freedom through transformation, resistance to commitment, an unexpected outcome, new truths. This card indicates changing old communication patterns and being open to a new way of interacting. You may no longer be able to have conversations that don't sustain your authenticity. Freedom lies ahead, better than you can imagine. Your meditation for this card reads, take a deep breath and keep relaxing until you find yourself in a safe place. Ask the great spirits to help you to face that which you long for. Allow any nerves to pass. You may not know how to handle your present situation. You may now know how to handle your present situation, or this knowledge will come to you soon. Okay, let's get you a ancestor card, some advice from the ancestors. That was quick. Oh, I like this already. Equality. The number 37. Yes, honey. Because whether you giving too much or getting too much, either way, that thing don't work out right. Let's see what the ancestors have to say. We're not going to read the whole story. We're just going to read the gift to you part, okay? So it says, my gift to you. I am your friend. I have deep respect for you. I don't want you to change who you are at your core. You are completely unique, a completely worthy being, and there is a place for you in this world of ours. I see you with deep tenderness. It is time to take your place with pride, humility, and profound self-acceptance. When you look at yourself, see your weakness and your vulnerabilities as your strengths. When you look out at the world, see beyond polarities, beyond gender stereotypes, beyond patriarchy and matriarchy. Aim your eye towards synthesis of the entire continuum of beauty available to all of us. Equality is your birthright. You and me, we are family. Questions for contemplation. Is there a part of yourself that you've been refusing to love? Come on, somebody. How can you best accept and support your whole self right now? What do you see as a weakness in you? Can you find its inherent strength? Can you embrace all people equally? In what situations do you find this challenging? If you could show yourself tenderness today, what would you do? Share your tenderness with someone who could truly use it. Thank you so much, Pile 3. Again, like, just knowing that you are enough, just knowing that everything that you need is within you, and then going out and have relationships in that stable type of mindset, and that mindset that is full of love for self will bring you so much love from others and fill you up to be able to give so much love without fear and without walls. Boundaries are always cool, you know, when needed. But walls, it imprisons and it separates, okay? So please take time out to do the meditation, to do the questions for contemplation. I hope that this was a blessing for you. If you need any further assistance from me, you can contact me at thehoodspiritualist22@gmail.com. I will put that information in the description box below. And if you picked another pile, I will see you there. If not, I will see you next time. Bye.